Hey, today we're gonna make a centerpiece. Just a little one. Got a lot of great ingredients here to work with today. Gonna start out with some Spirea foliage. Spirea is fun to have in your garden because you can use it in the spring when it has the pretty flowers on it, and then the foliage is fantastic throughout the year. So always when you're thinking about what's going to take up valuable room in your garden, think about what it's going to do all the different times of the year. All of these things, except the tulips and the ranunculus, I got those from a local garden here. Shady Grove Gardens. Everything else is from mine, well, except this too. That came from them too, but this is Ninebark that I have, just different varieties. Anyway, Ninebark is great foliage to have throughout the year as well. You'll see here it gets these little flowers in the springtime, but it just has that nice color throughout the rest of the year. We're establishing the shape of our arrangement in level 1. Taking a look at the base of the container, we're framing that out a little bit. Wanted to talk to you today about noticing things. I think noticing things and then synthesizing and thinking critically about the things that you observe is one of the most important things that you can do as a designer. If you've always got your eyes open, you're filling your brain with a well of inspiration to draw from, and when you need it, pop, out it'll come. So when you're looking at the Spirea foliage, notice that the little tips of it have a little bit of orange, and when the light shines through it, it has a little bit of a yellow hue, which is why this Ninebark is a fantastic little buddy for it. That gentle gradation in the shades of greenery, it's really nice. These pieces look like they're just begging to droop down there on the sides, so let's let them do it. Making an arrangement is all about making room for things. Just a constant process of building and finding happy homes for the flowers. Every flower you put in either makes up or takes up space. It just depends where you are in the process as to whether or not you need to make it or take it. But right now in this level 1, I'm making room for all those pretty flowers that are going to come and accent. Working on getting some balance. Making sure my color's distributed evenly or proportionally, whatever it is you're going for. I am going to add a little touch touch of dark foliage in here. The way that Ninebark, the light goes through Ninebark leaves is just fantastic. It can look dark 1 second, but right now with light coming through it, it has that same yellow quality that this does, but it allows us to take the palette to a completely different place because it's so much darker. But with the light through, the transition, can you see it there close up in the light? It just glows. So pretty. Okay, good with that. Let's add some of these tulips next. So we're adding some tulips. A pair down here. And then I'm going to have one up here to balance it out, reaching. And we'll save that one for extra, just in case if we need it for something. Let's see about some foxglove. I don't like the way that this foliage plays with the other foliage that we have going on. It's just a completely different tone. So I'm going to strip it of that. Sometimes the best place to go for foliage is actually in your flowers. Everybody's wanting to know what the secret place to go is for greenery and how to make greenery more interesting. Well, the trick is to use something that's kind of, maybe more ordinary. Like Spirea foliage would be on a wholesale list. Ninebark foliage isn't usually on wholesale lists, but adding those two things and mixing them together really makes it special. And then whenever you do have a flower that has an interesting greenery on it, just even adding that interesting foliage from the flower that you're working with can take something that's, kind of ordinary and really beef it up and make it look amazing. So don't forget about those opportunities. Now this foxglove didn't develop quite the same way that this one did. This one has the nice long arching piece. This one's just kind of stops at the top for whatever reason. So I'm going to position it low in the arrangement, act as a backdrop of sorts for the other flowers that are going to go in. And you'll notice it has a thick stem, so I'm just clipping up the stem to make it into a point. It'll absorb more water that way, and it'll also help me get it down into chicken wire a lot easier. I like working with chicken wire, but it can fill up quickly and be hard to get through all of those layers in the other stems. So doing this little clipping is helpful. Okay, so have that coming off the back. All right, let's add some of these little accent flowers, these little baby Geum flowers. So cute. This would be a good, put these in last too if you wanted, but let's fill it out now and see how we're looking. I think I'll concentrate the Geum on the right side of the arrangement. We'll let the foxglove, that dark color, dominate on the left side, and then I'm gonna balance it out, maybe just like 1/3 of this dark bit, and then on this side we'll concentrate on the Geum. Lighten it up a little bit, but at the same time balancing it out. And this piece, I'm just gonna remove for a minute. It's feeling a little too heavy. Pick my largest ranunculus, and I think in this arrangement I'm going to do a focal point high, the largest piece. Then I'm going to work my way backwards and do medium and small one at the bottom. After this little bud, I wanted to try him out here in the front, maybe instead of this big one. And what I'm thinking about right now is filling in any loose ends, taking care of covering my mechanics. I'm going to add just a little bit more Dark Ninebark into the center. Let's let this little guy have a moment. And I don't like that. So let's look at something else. Okay, we're gonna resituate a little bit. The white ranunculus I'm finding look pretty harsh without another white component in the arrangement. So I'm pulling a little bit of these little white dots. Had some in the Ninebark, but I think we need just a little bit more. I keep switching for a few reasons. That last one, the stem wasn't shaped quite right, and now I want to pull this one out, or maybe just add another one to it. The center on this one has the yellow. The center on this one has the green, so when I pair things near each other, I like to make sure their centers don't compete with each other. So if we just add this little guy in here and his center's similar when you're viewing it, then you can kind of view this one from the side, and I would rather have, let's see if this one can go in from the side. See a little critter. Okay. So now they all have the same center on that side. And we can soften the line that that stem makes right there. Just add a little bit of this. Okay. I think we'll finish off with just one more touch of this. I had a little bit down here, so I wanted to repeat it further back for depth whenever I was just taking a quick look. So let's add that in there. So we have 2 layers of the dark happening there. Great. And this stem right here where we see the back side of the stem, I want to put something there to make that a little bit prettier on the side.